Senate sleazebag Chuck Schumer, D. New York, has declared restricting voting to only Americans as an exercise in racism. Everything that protects America from conquest, such as immigration laws, vetting of refugees and voter IDs, is racist to corrupt Chuck. Obviously feeling a threat to the Democrats' system of voter fraud that is the foundation of every election they win, the Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer declared that Democrats will attempt to use a must-pass bill to dissolve President Donald Trump's voter fraud commission if he doesn't end it voluntarily. Why are you so opposed to only citizens voting or exposing fraudulent voter rolls, Chuck? Afraid the American people are going to find out what you've been up to, the real reason you wanted illegal aliens to have driver's licenses? States have gone out of their way to offer free IDs to residents to avoid any perception of discrimination and made them exceedingly easy to get. That's not good enough. Schumer accused President Trump in a Thursday op-ed of being a white supremacist and that the only appropriate way for him to prove that Schumer is lying about him is to disband the Voter Fraud Commission. Are there not white people voting illegally too, Chuck, or do you know who they are because you're orchestrating it and they're all non-whites? Schumer wrote, if the president wants to truly show that he rejects the discrimination agenda of the white supremacist movement, he will rescind the executive order that created this commission. He followed that disgusting display up with some equally disgusting Thursday tweets. Schumer wrote, on Where We Go after #Charlottesville, it's time to end the assault on voting rights. My latest on @Medium. He also tweeted, and if POTUS won't disband the Election Integrity Commission, Senate Dems will try to do it on a must-pass bill in September. Schumer plans to push back hard against the effort to clean up the fraud Democrats are benefiting from, calling for public hearings on voting rights in September when Congress is back in session. If Republicans are smart, they'll turn it into a hearing into voter fraud and expose Schumer and his criminal Democrat cronies. The White House characterizes the commission as studying the vulnerabilities in the U.S. voting systems. It planned to evaluate voter suppression and voter fraud, both in terms of registration and actual voting. The most dishonest of politicians since Obama, a noteworthy distinction, Schumer described the commission, saying of the commission's limited actions to date, they are a ruse. Their only intention is to disenfranchise voters. This is how the appalling failure to use the right words and stand up to hate in the aftermath of Charlottesville is made in the form of policy. They are two edges of the same sword. Yes, Schumer did just call both President Trump and his policies racist. Why even bother speaking to this S? Change the Senate rules to a simple majority for passage and get a good 18 months of legislative activity in before the midterms. Those successes will breed more votes and success at the polls. Trash like Schumer are obstructionists strictly intent on defeating President Trump and conservatives in service to the globalist agenda. He's not interested in America or Americans and he loathes our Constitution. Schumer wrote, if the president wants to truly show that he rejects the discrimination agenda of the white supremacist movement, he will rescind the executive order that created this commission. He followed that disgusting display up with some equally disgusting Thursday tweets.